There's been a quote that has been floated around the state of Florida this week, and I'm sure many of you have seen it because I've heard from my music teachers in my district. One of the transition team for the new legislative group that's coming in and for the new governor has said there's no room for the arts in public education in Florida. If parents want their kids to have the arts, they need to pay for private lessons. I would challenge that. Over 50% of the students in the state of Florida are on free and reduced lunch, including districts as high as Gadsden County with an 87% free and reduced lunch. Private lessons is not an option for them. If they can't be exposed to the arts in the public schools, where will the majority of them ever have the opportunity? So they depend on you. They depend on you, and I thank you for being there for them and for all students. Those of us in education know the links between the arts and academics. Research over and over has been proven that students involved in the arts do better academically. Let's see if we can figure out why. In Seminole County Public Schools, we offer the AAA experience: academics, arts, and the athletics. Academics are number one, but we know we can't just offer academics and keep our students in school. We do well in academics in Seminole County. 98% of our schools are A's and B's. Thank you, teachers, all teachers. 94% graduation rate. Thank you, teachers, all teachers. SAT scores above the state and national average for 35 years. Thank you, teachers, all teachers. But we also have over 40% of our students on free and reduced lunch, over 1,250 homeless students last year, already 1,200 this year, which is twice the number it was in January of last year. You reach out to all of those students. Thank you, teachers, all teachers. It's our obligation to offer a complete education to all our students, and that absolutely includes the arts. If we don't do it, who will? And I challenge anyone to tell me that when students are studying the arts, they aren't learning the basic academics. For instance, when a student is in an art or music or drama or any of the arts, that student has to be able to read. When he's learning music, parts for a play, directions, or any other aspect of performance, that student is fulfilling a reading requirement. In math, well, I don't have to tell you, when the music teacher is talking about half notes, quarter notes, and whole notes, I guess we're teaching math, aren't we? When the art teacher is talking about different mediums or talking about some of the great masters, our students are learning valuable lessons in history. You are doing it. My point is, the arts cross every part of the curriculum. There is an authentic connection between the arts and other curriculum in order to achieve desired learning outcomes in both subject areas. The arts are not taught in isolation. They are a significant part of a child's education, starting in pre-K and going through high school. And I know of no better place to nurture creativity than through the arts. For that, I thank you, teachers of the arts. Don't tell me there's no room for the arts and education system in Florida. Art is vital to the entire learning environment we offer students, and it reaches across the curriculum. Time and time again, I've been in classrooms where the social studies, math, and reading teachers have met with the art teachers and planned units that would involve all of them to make it a complete curriculum experience for students. Reading taught in isolation will soon be boring to students if we can't show them the relevance to their everyday life and their interests. But don't take my word for it. Let me tell you some of the opportunities for our students that I have personally witnessed. We opened just a year ago the only elementary magnet school for the arts in our district, Midway Elementary School of the Arts. Brand new school with a fine arts integrated curriculum, heavy academic curriculum, but all sorts of opportunities in the arts. The Leonard Bernstein Artful Learning Model guides a powerful arts-infused curriculum. Elementary students learning the violin, drums, instruments, dance, including ballet and tap, vocal, digital art, everything you can imagine. And each year, the students become immersed in the world of the theater to design, create, and present a full-length theatrical production. In recent years, it has been The King and I and Thoroughly Modern Millie. They are productions not to be missed. I have not missed one of them. They are all available for free in the public schools. One of the students who came to Midway to the school last year was a 4th grader whose name was Fatima. She had never had formal voice lessons, but has the voice of an angel. She's been discovered at Midway. Given the opportunity, she has blossomed and will be the lead part in Beauty and the Beast this spring in their annual production. She's now in demand at community events as well. Oh, and I guess I forgot to tell you, Midway has a free and reduced lunch rate of 84%. She's part of that school. Tell me how those students are going to afford private lessons. It isn't going to happen. But let me assure you, academics are heavy at Midway, which this year is a B school and we're very proud of. Or let me talk about the gospel choir we have at Seminole High School, which is one of my favorites. They have won national and state awards, a powerful choir in demand for performance all over. But it isn't just about their music. We have gospel choir first period at Seminole for a reason. Many of them wouldn't come to school if we didn't have it first period. They'd wait until it was 4th period or 5th period. But because it's first period, they come to school because they know if they don't, they won't be able to perform. They come, these are students that are not making straight A's in classes. They're not taking AP classes. Many have not passed FCAT, and so many are taking intensive reading and math. They're discouraged about their education. But to be in the prestigious gospel choir at Seminole High School, that's the reason they come to school. And that's the reason they keep their academics up in other classes, because they want to be part of this national award-winning gospel choir. They are there to sing, and oh yeah, go to other classes too. Otherwise, they're high school dropouts. So teachers of the arts, thank you for what you're doing. We can't teach students their straight academics if they don't come to school, and many of you are the reason they come to school to begin with. So thank you, teachers, for reaching out to these students. Art teachers, when you discover a budding young artist and have the opportunity to help that student go to college on a scholarship, you may have launched a career for a potential dropout or a potential high school graduate, period. I go to the AP Art Show that we hold in our district each year, and I'm astounded at the talents of our students. I wish I had some of that talent. And I'll have to tell you, I have an elementary education degree from UCF, I'm proud to say, and also a master's. The last required course I took at UCF was called Teaching Art in the Elementary School. Now, I can tell you with no question at all, I have no artistic ability. I know that and I admit it. But I do admire those of you who do. When I went to UCF, I said that was the last class I took. I went to the professor and said, I'm here to be honest with you. I know I have no artistic ability. I have to take this class in order to graduate and get my teaching degree. I will make you a promise. I'll do all my assignments, I'll attend class regularly, and I'll try. But the results aren't going to be pretty. I just make this promise to you. If I pass this class, I will never teach art in the elementary school in the state of Florida. The instructor laughed at me just like you did, and he said, don't sell yourself short. I'm sure you're going to do just fine in here. So I handed him my first assignment. He graded it and turned it back to me, and he said, you're right. Just be sure you never teach art in the elementary school. I passed the course, and I kept my promise. I never taught art. Or at all schools, the opportunity for our students to learn about theater set designs, production, TV production, costumes, ballet, lifelong learning experiences, and as the principal said, 21st century skills. Our students need it. I could go on and on. I see it every day. I look at my own education. I was in the middle and high school bands. I'm really one of those cheerleaders, and I was a high school band parent, I think, for 100 years. It seemed like it. I can't tell you how many candies and candles and all those other things we sold. I was in high school and middle school band not because I was talented, but because it was fun. I enjoyed it. I learned to read music, but I didn't know at the time it was a big deal. And that's a lifelong skill, because then when I joined the church choir, I knew how to read music. And that was something that was a skill I had learned. I learned to play an instrument. I learned to perform. I made great friends in the band. As a matter of fact, the drum major and I were married 2 years out of high school and lived happily for 38 years until he passed away from cancer. All three of my children were in the band. one even at the University of Florida band. I'm sorry, FSU fans that are in the crowd here. 5 of my 6 grandchildren are musically inclined. I think it's in the genes. I'm still going to band concerts and loving every minute of it. But you know what else I learned through music? I learned syncopation. I learned to march. I learned to work as a team with the clarinet section. I learned to practice. I learned self-discipline. I learned perseverance and hard work and patience. We had tryouts. I learned disappointment and success, all lifelong learning skills. Those are the unsaid things that we learn through so many of our arts courses. If not you, who will teach these children? We need the arts in the public schools in Florida, and don't let anybody tell you any different. You are making a difference. So teachers of the arts, thank you for the opportunities you are offering our students. Their exposure to the arts helps them develop an appreciation for the fine arts, a lifelong learning experience. I call on those experiences every day and don't even think twice about it. It's a part of my being at this point. Again, I thank you on behalf of the thousands of parents, teachers, administrators, school board members, and especially children across the state of Florida. You offer a unique opportunity to our children that they will not otherwise have. Thank you for making a difference, and know you are appreciated and fully supported by those in your community because you are making a difference. Thank you.